Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Ruth Levine, and I'm the Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Admissions for the John Seeley School of Medicine. On behalf of everyone at UTMB, I'm delighted to welcome you, students, family, friends, and invited guests to the 2026 White Coat Ceremony. This event is the first one of many that serves to welcome you, the class of 2030, to the profession of medicine. Through officially donning that beautiful new white coat, you will be taking on so much more than a new piece of clothing. You will be assuming a mantle of professionalism and respect that carries with it an awesome responsibility. Today marks a milestone, the moment you step into a profession built on trust, compassion, and responsibility. Your white coat is more than just a symbol. It's a promise to serve others with integrity, empathy, and excellence. Let that promise guide you through long nights, challenging lessons, and moments of doubt. Remember why you started and who you are becoming. You've already accomplished so much, and your journey at UTMB is just beginning. In the years ahead, this coat will carry you through countless experiences that will shape the physician you are meant to be. I am confident that you will all grow into that white coat, which may feel a little stiff and scratchy right now, but with time will transform into becoming a very part of your identity. Wear it with pride. Honor the commitment it represents, and know that we are proud to walk this path with you. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the planning and execution of this event, including our members of the Office of Student Affairs and Admissions, the students in the UTMB Honors Education Council, Syncope and Music and Medicine, and the faculty and administrative leaders you will see before you on stage and here in the audience. I would like to turn your attention now to Syncope as they perform the national anthem. Thank you. That was beautiful. Okay. So now, without further ado, I'm delighted to introduce the president of the UTMB Alumni Society, Dr. Richard Helmer.
Thank you, Dr. Levine. My name is Dick Helmer, and as she noted, I'm the president this year of the Alumni Association. I graduated in 1971, and for you math majors that are doing quick calculation, that was about 55 years ago. I did my internal medicine training here in Galveston, and then after several years of active duty military, I returned for my fellowship in hematology, medical oncology. I can assure you that you will have an excellent medical education, second to none, that you'll obtain from this university. You'll receive excellent factual information and excellent clinical experience. And I can almost guarantee you that following graduation, when you go away to do your internship, you will be doing procedures and you have seen cases that students from other medical schools have only read about or heard about or maybe even seen. Now, I know some of y'all have heard that the first year of medical school is like drinking water from a garden hose or from a fire hose. That's basically the case. You're going to be getting a lot of factual information the next year. Even though you may have some anxiety about that, realize that thousands of UT graduates have gone before you and have done the same thing. And so I know that you'll make it through quite well. As an old man, I'm going to give you some unsolicited advice. View medical school as a job. It's not a 9-to-5 job. Oftentimes, it's a 7 to 11 job. The first year you can think of as a marathon. You need to, for you, establish a consistent schedule that's right for you. You need to get the appropriate amount of rest. Remember, not enough sleep leads to bad decisions and psychosis. Make sure that you have a wholesome breakfast, whether it's a Eggo waffle or a Pop-Tart or maybe a breakfast taquito from Whataburger, but start out the day with a full tank. Years ago, when Admiral William McRaven was the chancellor of the University of Texas, he gave several commencement speeches, but each time he talked about the need for making your own bed. So the first thing you do in the morning, make your bed before you get up to go eat or get dressed or anything like that. It's amazing what that one little bit of activity does as far as maintaining discipline in your life. Read. Read as much as you can. Now, the first year or two, you're going to be getting a lot of information that will be supplied to you. But as you get into your clinical rotations, read as much as you can. And don't forget to ask questions. You might be standing around the bedside with a professor, or you may be in class and the professor is asking or telling you something that if you don't understand, don't just stand there and shake your heads like you know and you're afraid to ask. Ask anyway, because probably the guy next to you doesn't have a clue what's going on either. Now, about today's ceremony, for many of you, or for all of y'all, this is really a rite of passage as you enter the noble profession of medicine. Back in the 19th century, medical school graduates, either surgeons or physicians, were often confused with quacks, snake oil salesmen, mystics, and others who claimed to be part of the healing arts. Trained in a scientific method, they began to wear the long white coat, which was a symbol of the laboratory scientist. The white coat that you received today can be seen as a stepping stone as you advance in your medical education. Wear it with pride, as Dr. Levine noted. And I can tell you that if I've done the math correctly, in 1,404 days, you will graduate from this institution. At that time, you will wear the long white coat. So today, along with the Honor Council pin that you received, the white coat is a gift from the School of Medicine Alumni Association. The Alumni Association exists to serve the University of Texas Medical Branch and also the student body of the School of Medicine. In the last 4 years, the Alumni Association has given over $315,000 to the student body. This includes both scholarships, the white coat ceremony, and many other activities that you'll participate in over the years. So we look forward to your successes. We want to hear about your difficulties. Look to us, the Alumni Association, as a resource. And like I said, check with us if you have questions. We have a lot of members that can be of assistance. So on behalf of the School of Medicine Alumni Association, I welcome you to Galveston, to UTMB, and to the profession of medicine. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Abbas Kareem, and I serve as a co-director of the Student Ambassadors Program, and I'm honored to stand here before you today. As you put on your white coats today, you are embarking on a journey that requires not just intellectual rigor, but immense integrity, humility, and heart. It is only fitting that our keynote speaker today is someone who completely embodies those exact virtues. Our speaker was chosen for this honor by the most important judges we have, our students. To say she is adored by the student body would be an understatement. She is a foundational pillar of support, a dedicated mentor, and an educator whose kindness and knowledge leave a lasting impression on everyone who enters her classroom. Dr. Cristiana Rostolini is a professor of neurobiology here at UTMB. She earned her medical degree summa cum laude from the University of Rome, La Sapienza, and has spent the last 3 decades making monumental contributions to medical education and research. As a course director and member of the Academy of Master Teachers, she works tirelessly behind the scenes to shape the very educational experiences you are about to begin. Her commitment to students has been recognized year after year. She is a multiple-time recipient of the student-selected Jimmy Doyle Dickens Memorial Award for Outstanding Educators, a recipient of the Regents Outstanding Teaching Award, and she is frequently chosen by graduating classes to serve as faculty hooder and deliver the oath at commencement. Beyond the classroom, she is a world-class researcher in transplantation immunology and pancreatic islet transplantation. A reminder that the best teachers never stop being students of their own field. On a more personal note, it's been a few years now since I began my own time at UTMB, starting with the gross anatomy and radiology course that Dr. Rostolini directed. But of all my preclinical years, it's her teaching I carry with me most. The clinical pearls she instilled in us stuck with me, and she remains, without hesitation, my favorite professor from that chapter of medical school. In truth, looking back now as a 4th year, her brilliance, her unparalleled insight into anatomy, and her kindness were among my very first inspirations at UTMB, and a big reason I'll be applying for general surgery residency just a few weeks from today. She is the ultimate example of what it means to blend groundbreaking science with unwavering human professionalism and empathy. Class of 2030, you are in incredible hands. Please join me in giving a warm, enthusiastic welcome to your keynote speaker, Dr. Cristiana Rostolini.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the incoming class of 2030, to your families and friends, to our leadership, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests, it is a true honor to be here with you today. I was especially touched to learn that the students from the class ahead have chosen me as your speaker. You have to know it is a privilege to be an educator every day, and there is no greater honor for an educator than being chosen by students for a moment as meaningful as this one. And by the way, my students know that when I have a microphone, it's very hard for me to let it go. So stay very comfortable because this is not going to be super short, okay? They knew that. I'm deeply grateful for their trust and for the opportunity to welcome you at the beginning of this extraordinary journey. To each of you receiving a white coat today, congratulations. I hope you will pause for a moment and truly recognize what you have accomplished. You have worked hard, made sacrifices, and persisted through uncertainties to arrive here. I remember the fatigue, the frustration, and the moments of self-doubt from my own journey. But like you, I continued because medicine was what I wanted to do. And now you are here. You were selected not only because of your academic ability, but because others saw in you the potential to become a physician. You should be very proud, and we are very proud of you too. Today is a celebration of your achievements, but none of us arrives at an important moment entirely alone. Your families and friends have celebrated your success, supported you through disappointments, read many versions of the application essays, tolerated your anxiety before interviews, and answered those occasionally more or less desperate late night phone calls. Some have rearranged their lives, worked additional hours, cared for children, or traveled a great distance simply to be here today. To all the parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, siblings, children, friends, teachers, and mentors, thank you. Part of this white coat belongs to you as well. And to the students, remember the people who helped you reach this room. Medical school will become very busy. There will always be another lecture, another exam, another deadline, and another reason to say, I will call them tomorrow. Do not allow medical school to convince you that the relationship outside medicine are less important. Protect them. Make that phone call. Send a message. Go home when you can and say thank you. You will need these people, and they will still need you. And that was only the introduction, okay? Now, sorry, told you. Now we get down to business. Today, when this white coat is placed on your shoulders, it may feel like the culmination of a long journey. In reality, it is the beginning of one. What is the white coat? The white coat is not evidence that you already know everything. Medical school is going to make this extremely clear, and probably very soon. I'm going to meet with you on Wednesday, by the way, okay? It is not a symbol or status of superiority. It is not an armor, and it does not separate you from the people you will serve. It is a promise. It represents the promise that you will learn with discipline, act with integrity, respect the dignity of others, admit when you don't know something, and use the knowledge you acquire in service of patients. When I began my own medical education in Italy, I know you know by now I'm from Italy, but if from my accent you couldn't figure it out, I'm not from Texas, right? I'm convinced I have a perfect Texan accent, but they say that that's not true, okay? I was very excited, I was proud, and I was also intimidated by how much there was to learn. I remember looking around at the other students and wondering whether everyone else understood something that I did not. Years later, after teaching many medical students, I discovered one of the best-kept secrets in medical education. Almost everyone is looking around and thinking exactly the same thing. Medical students are remarkably talented at appearing calm while they internally experience complete panic. So when you have a moment in which you wonder whether you belong here, remember this, you were not admitted by accident. You belong here. That does not mean everything will come easily, and study method that worked before may stop working. A grade may disappoint you. You may think everyone else is coping better than you are. Most likely you are in very good company. Ask for help early. Speak to your faculty. Use the resources available to you. There is no price for suffering silently, and no extra credit for being the most sleep-deprived person in the class. In fact, asking for help is an essential clinical skill. Perhaps we should give it a grade, by the way. Physicians consult one another every day. We ask questions, review evidence, discuss difficult cases, and depend upon teams. Learning to say, I'm not sure, or I need help, is not a failure of competency. It is part of practicing medicine responsibly. And it starts here. The relationship you build with one another will be among the most important parts of your medical education. The people sitting beside you today will understand experiences that very few others can fully understand. Together, you will take your first clinical history, struggle through your first practical examination, and celebrate the moment when something that once seemed impossible finally makes sense. You will see one another tired, worried, excited, frustrated, and occasionally surviving almost entirely on caffeine. Be kind to one another. Medicine is demanding enough without turning your classmate into your opponents. You can pursue excellence without hoping that someone else performs poorly. You can be ambitious and still be generous. Share what you know. Invite the person who seems isolated to join you. Notice when a classmate is struggling. Celebrate one another's accomplishment without diminishing your own. One day, these classmates may become the physicians caring for your patient, your family members, or even you. Begin building those relationships now with trust, respect, and compassion. Soon, as I mentioned, all of you will enter the anatomy laboratory. Some of you will be excited, some will be nervous, some will be trying very hard to look as though you are not nervous, but you are nervous. There you will encounter one of your first and greatest teachers, a person who made the extraordinary decision to donate their body for your education. In our anatomy course, before students make their first incision, I ask them to put down the scalpel and spend several minutes simply observing their donor, almost as if they were meeting a patient for the very first time. They look for scars, asymmetries, prostheses, tattoos, deformities, skin changes, and anatomical variations. But I do not want them simply to identify what they see. I ask them to consider, what story does this body tell? A surgical scar may reveal an operation performed many years earlier. A joint prosthesis may reflect years of pain followed by finally restored movement. An anatomical variation may have influenced how the person lived, moved, or was treated. This exercise reminds us that the donor is not simply a collection of structures. This was a person, someone with a history, relationships, fears, joys, disappointment, and people who love them. The donor will teach you more than anatomy. Your donor will teach you trust, humility, responsibility, gratitude, and the privilege of learning from another human being. This is powerful. You will learn that the body is not a list of separate facts, but a story of connections. Every nerve, every vessel, every organ, every image, and every variation matters because one day it will matter to a patient. Later, you will move from the visible body to the brain, the mind, the behavior, the suffering, the resilience, and identity. You will discover that some of the most important things about a patient cannot be seen on an image, measured in laboratory, or found in a chart. You must learn to see both the visible and the invisible. Medicine will ask you to know the science and still see the person, to think critically while listening compassionately, and to care for people whose experience, belief, and choices may be very different from your own. It will ask for discipline when you're tired, compassion when you are overwhelmed, courage when you are uncertain, humility when you are wrong, and honesty always. I hope these principles become engraved in your memory, in the hippocampus, cortex, right? Amygdala, basal ganglia, mammillary bodies. We're just starting throwing in there some neuroanatomy here, okay? So you get used to it. Let us start getting comfortable here with anatomy. You are beginning medical school and at an extraordinary time. When I completed the first part of my training in Italy, I wrote my graduation thesis on laparoscopic surgery. Our group, this was a long time ago, our group was considered one of the most progressive in Europe. We had performed a magnificent total of 24 laparoscopic cholecystectomy, 24. At that time, that was super exciting. Laparoscopic surgery was new and controversial. Some people thought it was absolutely crazy. Surgery through small holes, looking at a screen instead of directly at the body, operating with these long instruments. Then came robotic surgery. And again, there were questions. Are we really going to operate with robotic arms? Is this safe? Is this the future? Is this too much? And now look at where we are, right? Laparoscopic became standard. I would still like my surgeon to know how to do an open cholecystectomy if he does a laparoscopic cholecystectomy, but we will discuss this later, guys. Robotic surgery became part of modern practice. Technologies that once appeared strange became tools we now cannot even imagine practicing without. Today, you are beginning your medical education during another revolution. Let's say it. Artificial intelligence is already influencing diagnosis, imaging, documentation, prediction, education, and research. Tomorrow, it will be something else. There will always be a new tool, a new method, a new technology, a new challenge, and a new uncertainty. You should embrace these tools, learn how they work, understand their strength and their limitations, help shape their responsible use. But remember, technology will change, but the heart of medicine must not. AI may help you analyze information, but it cannot replace your wisdom. It may recognize patterns and suggest diagnosis, but it cannot understand what a diagnosis means to the person sitting in front of you or accept responsibility for that patient. Technology may make medicine faster, but it must never make medicine less human. The more powerful our technology becomes, the more important human judgment, responsibility, and compassion will become. The future of medicine will belong to the physician who can learn continuously, evaluate evidence critically, adapt wisely, communicate honestly, and care deeply. And you will need to be a lifelong learner. You may imagine the graduation will be the moment when you finally know medicine. Then you will begin your residency and discover how much more there is to learn. Later, you may become an attending physician and make another surprising discovery. You still do not know everything. The more you learn, the more clearly you understand how much remains to be learned. That is not a defect of this profession. It is part of its beauty. Your patients, classmates, nurses, therapists, residents, faculty, staff, and families will continue to teach you. And one day, you will become teachers yourself. The list of what I've learned from my students is endless. And if I'm here today because class of 2029 believe that I've been a good educator, then I must thank them because they have helped make me the educator that I am. Knowledge in medicine is not simply acquired and kept. It is passed from one person to another. It's a commitment we make. From one generation to the next, always in service of our patients. Your work matters. Even now, before you have learned to diagnose or prescribe, your professional identity is beginning to form. It is formed in how you speak about patients, respect your donors, treat classmates and staff members, and respond when you make a mistake. Professionalism doesn't suddenly appear when you graduate. It begins today. There will be moments when the volume of work makes it tempting to focus only on the next examination. Of course, examination matters. Knowledge and competence matters tremendously, but do not reduce your medical education to a sequence of scores. Do not become so focused on learning diseases that you forget to learn about people, or so consumed by your future that you fail to notice the life you are living now. Find joy in learning. The joy of understanding something that once seemed impossible, of helping a classmate, of hearing a heartbeat through your stethoscope for the first time and recognize what you hear. The joy of making a frightened patient feel safer. the joy of teamwork and discovery, of realizing that your work has meaning. Medicine is difficult, but it is also a profound privilege. Patients will allow you into the most intimate and vulnerable moments of their lives. They will trust you with their pain, fear, uncertainty, hope, and sometimes life itself. That trust must be earned repeatedly. So as you begin, I offer this challenge. Be excellent without becoming arrogant. Be ambitious without becoming indifferent. Work hard without treating exhaustion as proof of your worth. Ask for help and offer it freely. Use technology without surrendering your judgment or your humanity. Teach but never stop learning. Lead but never stop listening. And wherever your journey takes you, protect the nobility of this profession. Today, I do not yet know each of you. I will. But soon, I will come to know your questions, your curiosity, your determination, your laughter, and perhaps even the look of panic before an exam. Your faculty and I will be here for you. We are here for you. I look forward to meeting you in the classroom and in the anatomy laboratory, to learning with you, and to watching you grow into the physician you are beginning to become today. You have earned your place here. Now comes the extraordinary work of becoming the physician that only you can become. Class of 2030, it begins today. Take care of your patients, take care of one another, and remember to take care of yourself. Congratulations and welcome to medical school. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rostellini, for those very, very inspirational words. My name is Omar Malik, and I'm joined by Anushka Mehta and Abbas Karim to present the class of 2030.
With us today to don these students with their white coats are 5 faculty members who play a vital role in the success of our students. Dr. Cleven Covington, Dr. Amy Gonzalez, Dr. Kimberly Grayson, Dr. Ruth Levin, and Dr. John Walker. Will you all please step forward?
Now for the moment we have all been waiting for. We have the honor of presenting to you our John Seeley School of Medicine, class of 2030.
Before we begin calling our students on stage, we want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. To help ensure that every student's name is clearly heard and that their moment is fully appreciated, we kindly ask that you hold your cheers until the end of the coding portion of the ceremony. Thank you for your understanding and for helping us celebrate each member of the class of 2030 with the respect that they deserve. Up first, we have Faraz Ahmed Abbasi. Justine Adan. Folishade Adeniran. Alicia Agarwal. Ayman Mohammed Ahmed. Rayan Ahmed. Muhammad Farouk Al-Hiraki. Justin Allen. Mariam Ali. Yusuf Khaled Al-Zubi. Nishal Ananda. Vidyasai Anem. Alejandro Jesus Arias Rojas. Michelle Aude. Kabir Bajaj. Chrislyn Basil. Daniel Bennett. Muhammad Betayab. Omhinesh Bakhtu. Anvita Bhatt. George Mario Bianco. Kritika Bisht. Anna Elizabeth Bose. Judith Daly Lauren Brister. Alexander Ward Brown. Madison Lee Brown. Emma Bryant. Han Boy. Chumung Kai. Cody Walker Caldwell. Massimo Antonio Capoza. Glorybel Carmona Monsivais. Ayush Chadha. Alexander Lawrence Chaikin. Adam Chen. Linza Chen. Daniel Wanuk Chung. Leonardo Clark. Kelsey Clement. Isabel Patrice Clevenger. Eugenie Susan Coleman. Victor Asaf Corona Vargas. Preston Michelle Covington. Adam Eugene Crone. Jonathan Maxwell Dallas. Riley Joel Davis. Austin Lloyd Delafosse. James Jurgis Deno. Neha Diostali. Chloe Isabel Din. Brandon New Doan. Jeremiah James Donahoe. Kais Dwake. Joseph Edmonds. Maya Simone Elias. Claudia Catherine Ellington. Angel Mary Espinosa. Ayat Fadlala. Liba Faruqi. Christy Ferguson. Hannah Fialo. Luis Gerardo Flores. Eric Michael Fortier. Ali Furkan. Lindsay Morgan Fife. Saif Ghani. Zachary Michael Gary. Christoph Nicholas Galt. Tisha Smitha Gautam. Kazim Ghazi. Sandra Fadi Georges. Cheyenne Gofrani. Katie London Gibbs. Gabrielle Goddard. Fiona Gugala. Taran Gupta.
Michael Hamoudi. Sarah Hassan. Nicholas Joseph He. Nidhi Hegde. Sophia Nora Henderson. Devin Hernandez. Duncan Hickman. Julia Christine Hicks. Holden Campbell Hinch. Charlotte Yanni Ho. Tan Min Hong. Arsalan Hojabri. Megan Horton. Kelly Yuting Hu. Karen Huang. Anna Nok Huen. Nick Israel Starr. Amartha Jayakumaran. Nolan Jared Jeffrey. Madison Lee Jennings. Edward Tang Jin. Daniel Jones. Rose Mary Joseph. Rashmika Kanakala. Rohit Anish Kandi. Nathan Edward Keebler. Sadaf Kaje. Aden Khan. Fatima Zulfikar Khan. Rayan Koja. Chris Jumyong Kim. Hasak Kim. Rebecca Kim. Richard Kim. Subin Kim. Joshua William Knight. Ronit Kumar. Janaya Laurel Lamb. Atik Lambe. Obed Emmanuel Lastic Lelion. Mustafa Umar Latif. Eric LeBlanc. Junha Lee. Sean Lee. Serena Pham Lee. Grace Eleanor Leeson. Shayla Leone. Felipe Lerner. Maya Elizabeth Levon. Johan Aaron Lee. Madison Elizabeth Longwell. Christian Lensman. Tashia Shamsuddin Mukani. Malav Malipudi. Carter Mallory. Anna Manning Mortimer. Gabrielle Nena Mbagwu. Alexandra McConnell. James Aiden McDonald. Kevin Mejia. Shobha Balakrishna Malukote. Sergio Mendez. Polomi Mitra. Cameron Mohammadi. Rida Fatima Mohammed. Alexis Monreal. Argentina Lourdes Morda. Charles Brian Morgan. Maria Morcus. Isha Murugesan. Sally Musial. Chandani Muthukumar. Siddharth Nair. Maher Nofal. Christina Ann Nelson. Anisha Narala. Catherine Tan Nguyen. Princeslin Felicitas Uzumaka Nagwege. Taylor Nicole Odom. Princess Neka Okelu. Chinaza Onungwa. Diego Marcos Ortiz. Chiamaka Lisa Oswago. Abdul Samad Oza. Onyeka Ozozu.
Sean Luke Papola. Rachel Curran Pavlison. Carl Peterson. Hannah Fan. Patricia Rafanan Policarpio. Abbas Poonawalla. Amrita Lakshmi Panwasi. Alexander Sergei Chi. Faiza Amira Godri. Arik Rabi. Abhishai Rajan. Advika Rajesh. Alejandra Ramirez. Shivani Mahima Ravi. Umair Rahman. Cade Spencer Robinson. Nolan Lawrence Rodeback. Saurav Roy. Ava Ryan. Isaias Jose Salgado. Kondokar Salim. Shreya Chabra Saxena. Michelle Vakar Sayed. Timothy Schaefer. Angeli Kate Seno. Maham Sewani. Anoki Pranay Shah. Neelam Shah. Maywish Sheikh. Anam Haq Shamim. Taylor Ko Shimizu. Kevin Nelson Shirley. Ruba Siddiqui. Mary Scribonic. Luke Austin Smith. Samantha Stebbings. Devin Sturzing. Joshua Caleb Stewart. Nikita Sudagar. Barrett Swope. Harshini Tangaraj Malini. Tolulape Thomas Ailara. Christopher Michael Forstad. Adara Elaine Toran. Tony Tribulsi. Melody V. Ian Tran. Trevor Allen Janer Tran. Merjan Tukti. Crystal Chimezurum Unebu. Ekta Upade. Annika Vazquez. Catalina Abigail Vazquez. Sneha Vayugandla. Gayatri Vijayakumar. Valeria Viveros. Benjamin Wadsworth. William Walker. Ariel Wong. Hallie Joe Watson. Lily Westover. Allison Renee Willie. Devin Lee Williams. Michael Yang. Annabeth Young. Aliza Amal Zahir. Thomas Zanovich. Blake Zertouche. Noor Zuhaibi.
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me okay? My name is Tyler Christopoulos. I am a second-year medical student here at John Seeley School of Medicine and also happen to be the class president of class of 2029. At this time, I would like to invite the class of 2030 to join me in the Declaration of Commitment. Class of 2030, if you'll all please stand. And for everybody, you can flip to the end of your program and you can follow along there. If you don't have one, maybe share with a buddy. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. At the time of beginning medical school, I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the services of humanity. I will give to my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due. I will develop my skills with conscience, dignity, and integrity. The health of my patients and myself will be my first considerations. I will honor those things that are confided in me. I will maintain by all the means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. My colleagues will be my comrades. I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race, party politics, or social standings to intervene between my duty, my peers, and my patients. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life, and I will not use any medical knowledge contrary to law. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Let's give a round of applause for the class of 2030. Congrats. I would like to now introduce the Dean of our John Seeley School of Medicine, Dr. Antonio Bianco.
Just have to get a little bit organized here. Last speaker. Class of 2030, parents, family, faculty, and friends. Congratulations, all of you, for being here today. It's a wonderful afternoon. This is my last. This is the capping of the ceremony, so bear with me. I'll be quick. Students, today marks a joyful and important milestone in your journey into medicine. It's a moment of pride and anticipation for you and for all of us who see in you the bright future of the medical sciences. Almost 50 years ago, I was sitting in a classroom with a group much smaller than this one. It was 1978, and I was a brand new medical student. Science, though, was making bold strides. Navstar 1, the world's first GPS satellite, was launched. Smallpox was declared eradicated. And in Chicago, the first public trial of a US-based cellular phone system took place. Something deeply personal to me also happened that year. The birth of Louise Brown, the world's first test tube baby, conceived through in vitro fertilization. That groundbreaking technology would go on to change millions of lives, including mine. And yes, 1978 was also the year that a lazy, lasagna-loving orange cat named Garfield made the debut. While Garfield might embody energy-saving mode, my generation of physicians was anything but idle. We ushered in a wave of transformative advances in healthcare. MRI and PET scans began revealing diseases in entirely new ways. Statins lowered cholesterol. ACE inhibitors redefined blood pressure management. We sequenced the human genome, launching a new era of precision medicine. And in recent years, we have pioneered immunotherapies that are turning the tide against cancer. Much of this progress unfolded within a single generation of physicians, and in many cases, right here in Galveston. For example, at the John Seeley School of Medicine, we were among the first to develop and utilize telemedicine. Today, our network supports a vast correctional healthcare program and all of the personnel in 3 American bases on the continent of Antarctica. It also provides specialty care to thousands of passengers sailing on cruise lines worldwide. We established and run the first civilian aerospace medicine residency program in the country, providing training and medical support to physicians and astronauts from the Apollo era to the present day. In the wake of September 11 attacks and the subsequent letters containing the deadly anthrax bacteria, we were at the front lines of biodefense and built the Galveston National Laboratory, the GNL, a premier world-class biocontainment facility that studies the most dangerous pathogens on Earth. Class of 2030, it's your turn now. Pause for a moment and think on what medicine could become over the next 50 years, when you're standing in my place welcoming the class of 2080. Here at the John Seeley School of Medicine, we embrace our responsibility to help shape that future with you. We've made major investments in artificial intelligence, launching a new Center for AI and Health to enhance diagnosis, accelerate discovery, and improve patient outcomes. Already, our scientists are using AI to analyze molecular structures. Our clinicians are deploying it to detect disease with greater accuracy and to transcribe conversations and streamline documentation. All of this freeing them to focus on what matters most, the human connection. The physicians and scientists that run these programs also helped create an MD curriculum designed to develop clinical reasoning and skills starting on day 1. You will learn through an integrated 4-year MD curriculum that emphasizes systems-based learning and early clinical exposure. As a result, most of you will be inspired to become exceptional clinicians and diagnosticians, practicing patient-centered care, honing your bedside skills, and learning directly from those you serve. Some of you will follow on the footsteps of Samuel Meltzer, one of this country's earliest physician scientists. Like him, you will push the frontiers of science, uncovering the mechanisms of diseases and pioneering new therapies to eliminate them. And among you are also future academic leaders, those who will guide the evolution of medicine itself by leading institutions, shaping education, and redefining how healthcare is delivered. So the future is yours to make, but you will not start from scratch. No. At the John Seeley School of Medicine and its health system, this is a $4 billion annual operation that runs 6 hospitals, over 100 clinics, 14 centers, and 8 institutes dedicated to cutting-edge research. Yes, you will create much change in the next 50 years, but some things remain timeless. Medicine will always be an art, the art of helping others through diagnosis and treatment, the art of compassion, of listening, of being present. And no one captured this better than Sir William Osler at the turn of the 20th century. A founding figure of modern American medicine, Osler believed above all in treating patients as human beings. He wrote, "The good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has a disease." Osler championed bedside learning, encouraged humility, and reminded generations of doctors that medicine is not just about science. It's about serving, empathy, and presence. Remember, there will be no Google, no AI, no ChatGPT to guide you in moments of grief, fear, pain, or loss. And there will be many such moments. You will be there for your patients in their most vulnerable hours. And it's your humanity that will make the difference, always. The white coat you are about to receive, or you just received, the timing of my speech was before the white coat. It's a symbol of responsibility, a symbol that you accepted to serve others with integrity and professionalism, to lead with empathy, to collaborate with humility, and to persist through challenge and uncertainty. These are the qualities that patients expect from you, that your colleagues expect from you, the qualities that define the great physicians. Class of 2030, just moments ago, you reflected on what medicine might achieve over the next half-century. Now I invite you to carry that vision forward, because it's you who will bring it to life. You're bright. Your potential is vast. Your talent, remarkable. With the strong foundation you will build over the next 4 years and the depth of training to come in residency, you will be prepared not only to practice medicine, but to shape its future. So, as you begin this incredible journey, keep thinking about what is possible. Dream boldly. Work relentlessly. Serve compassionately. And when the work feels hard, and it will, remember the wisdom of Garfield the cat. It's amazing what one can accomplish when one doesn't know what one can't do. Thank you, and welcome to the future of medicine.
Thank you all for joining us today. This is the conclusion of the white coat ceremony. I want to remind everybody that we have a reception at the HEC right across the street, so we would love for you to join us. Thank you.